again, like what we promised yesterday, that we're going to come back to come and discuss about Dele Momodu, what he said about Nigerian politicians. He wrote an article entitled the article "The Owners of Nigeria." He was actually quoting another politician. So he is building on that quote right now, that statement that certain politicians in Nigeria are the owners of Nigeria.
Well, what he has said is not new to anybody. But what I can't say, because actually before the program you were searching for the video, unfortunately you can't trace it. I would have loved to listen to the video and see in what perspective is he coming from. Is he in affirmative? Is he in the affirmative with the thought that yes, there are certain people that owns Nigeria, or he's alluding, or uh, um, reporting people. So I didn't know whether he's in the affirmative that he believes that there are certain people that owns Nigeria. Well, be that as it may, in truth, there are certain people that think they own Nigeria. And they are not only in PDP, they are both in PDP and APC. So if you think that the people that owns Nigeria are in PDP and not in APC, that's where I am getting it all wrong with him, because um, those who own Nigeria or who think they own Nigeria are both in APC and PDP. This is why I don't consider any new party as relevant, because whether you like it or not, the next political party will emerge from the next the next president will emerge from either APC or PDP. You remember yesterday we discussed exhaustively about the dynamics involving the outcome of APC or PDP presenting the next president. APC has zoned their presidency to the south, except that the person who they had arranged or had an agreement with is not beginning to look as a political advantage for those that own Nigeria in APC. Now, PDP has zoned their presidential slot to the north, and those that own Nigeria are also in PDP. Remember, yesterday we also said that when the die is cast, those that own Nigeria that are in APC will all shift to and populate with those that own Nigeria that are in PDP. To the average northerner, it's not about APC or PDP, even though right now they are firmly in support of APC because APC carries strongly a northern agenda. Now they believe that the period where the northern agenda or the relevance of that vehicle that carries the northern agenda is beginning to elapse. Now they are going to see another vehicle which is going to carry the northern agenda. And like I told you yesterday, to an average political enthusiast in the core north, he's driven by the code Nigeria say malam. Now, having said that as a preamble, what I've always said and I've always repeatedly said is this: most political southerners, most southern politicians believe that the only way they can get political relevance is to seek the blessings of those they perceive as owners of Nigeria, just like Momodu said. Like I said, I don't want to quote him wrongly because I am not privy to watch that video. So I wouldn't say specifically in from what perspective he is coming from. If he is coming from the perspective that the only way he can get the presidential opportunity is to identify with those he perceives as owners of Nigeria, then that is terribly, terribly wrong, and it's not good for the politics of the South. And now, why have we brought ourselves into this position? We have brought ourselves into this position that we can only become politically relevant only if we seek the blessings of the cabal in the north, because we play ethnic politics in the south. And not just ethnic politics from the foundation of self divisiveness. An Edo man does not want to work with the Igbo man. An Igbo man does not want to work with the Yoruba man. A Yoruba man does not want to work with the Igbo. A South man continuously suspects the agenda of the Igbo man, whether it is real or unreal, there is a suspicion. And the cabal in the north knows that the only way they will continue to become kingmakers is to continue to embellish this, is to continue to fan these ambers of division through ethnicity. Now, just before this broadcast, I was reading a couple of threads from the other video we made and a couple of other threads from the other videos. And I see that the Southwest is comfortable to play ethnic politics. The South is comfortable to play grudge politics. Grudge politics from the sense that, Igbos will marginalize us, Yorubas will marginalize us, Edo will marginalize us, so we must always rebel. So I call it grudge politics. The Igbos are playing Biafra politics from a notion that they are slaves in Nigeria. Slaves to who? I still don't know. But either way, that is the politics that they have. They want a politics where Igbos can determine their future, which is not bad, but that's a story. That's a topic for another day. Now, in the area of Momodu, it's really painful that I didn't see the video. So perhaps I'll ask you, from what perspective you watched the video? So from what perspective is it coming from? Is his postulation accusatory, or he's just confirming the fact that the only way he can become relevant is to align with the not those who own Nigeria? So you watch it. I need to know which perspective he's coming from before I make a comment. This is public. It's only okay that we quote him rightly.
Yes, we quote him rightly. He made the statements. I'm not just here procrastinating. And there is an article that he also wrote based on this.
Do you have the article?
The article, yes, that is very easy to pull out. I have it here.
So you can just pick out the essential, the parts that is relevant to this discussion.
Okay, the article is ready here. It's an appeal to the owners of Nigeria. Let me put it here so that people can see it. I'm sorry about the delay today.
It is that from the topic alone, you could see that he is appealing. So because that's just what I wanted to get. I wanted to get if he is coming from the standpoint of the belief that there are certain people that owns Nigeria, and because of that belief, he also believes that he can only become politically relevant, or his presidential ambition will get a preferential possibility because he has identified with the owners of Nigeria. So I just want to assess the level of affinity or self-conviction of the fact that he believes that there are people who actually owns Nigeria, and because of this belief,
he said, I will call on former presidents, generals, Yakubu Gowon, generals, because Yakubu Gowon and Olusegun Obasanjo, Ibrahim Babangida, and Abu Salami Abubakar to help rescue Nigeria from the trust of death in their lifetimes. Military men of influence, such as retired generals, Theophilus Danjuma, Alani Akinrinade, David Jemi Buiwa, Alui Gasua, and others are needed in this mission.
He has not done anything differently. He has not done anything out of the ordinary. Very recently, Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State, who used the resources of Rivers State to bring this calamitous government into power, only for the reward of Minister for Transport, is so shameful. So there are a host of them, and these people are not only found in the south or in the south. It's everywhere in the south. We have examples like almost every governor in the southeast are going to Abuja to beg for political relevance. So if Momodu adds himself to the population of Southerners who go to Abuja to beg for political relevance, it's nothing new if you ask me. So it's not an issue to be overflogged, because what has made these people to be reduced to this self imposed inferiority is because of the lack of awareness of the strength that every southern politicians have. The North will become nothing today if they don't have access to the wealth of the South. You understand me? Very recently, you can understand that Wike came out openly to say that the VAT of River State cannot go to the North, since it's a revenue that's generated in River State. So if you want your own VAT, go and generate VAT in your own place that you claim you have more population to your place, to your region. Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, before we came on air, I was telling my wife a few things about this political setting. We have built this nation under too many lies, and some people have been indoctrinated with this lie. Some people actually believe this lie, and one of the greatest lie that the North have sold to everybody is our population figure. Right now, you see people bandying the figure, Nigeria, a country over 200 million. Let me tell you, by my own estimation, I don't think we are up to 200 million. I don't even think we are up to 150 million. Because since independence, we have not had a credible census figure. Now, there are certain people who would want to use these figures to get certain aid outside the country, and certain people want to use it for political advantage. Because you cannot tell me that a region where if you travel 1 kilometer, meet another language, Igoma, 1 kilometer, meet another language, is less populated than a place where you have to travel 50 kilometers before you meet one hut. You see, these lies that have been told, even up to the point where Momodu was a child, has affected him, until every southern politician wakes up and face the reality that you have been sold too many lies, and these lies are targeted at one thing: to make you be less politically relevant, to think that you are not politically relevant. Very recently, the North threatened to block food to the South. It was so laughable. What food are you blocking to enter the South? Onions and tomatoes? These are food that our forefathers didn't even know they exist until civilization came and said, okay, we needed spices of onions in our food or tomatoes in our stew. In Akwa Ibom, they don't use stew to eat rice because the ability to produce stew with tomatoes is difficult. They invented pepper soup. So when they serve you rice, they serve pepper soup. And they are living. So there are so many lies that have been sold to us. The idea that the North has bigger land mass. See, when you are traveling from the North, the moment you get to Kogi, the vegetation changes. How would you describe a place below the center of Nigeria as belonging to the top of Nigeria? It's like I've drank Coke to half the bottle of the Coke, but I'm saying that I've drank it to the bottom when it is actually half. So we need to reset Nigeria in such a way that everybody have equal perspectives. I was asking a friend where I was relaxing the other day. I was asking him, what do you think is the estimated population of the Yorubas in Nigeria? He said 60 million. I said, fine. What do you think is the estimated population of the Igbos? He said 60 million. I said, fine. That's 120 million. What do you think is the estimated population of the Hausas and Fulanis? He said about 70 million. Now, if you add 70 million plus 120, that's 190 million. You have not added the population of the Tiv. You have not added the population of the Edo, the Robos, the Ijos, the Biroms. So if we keep going by that perception of this guy that has spoken to me, that means we are saying Nigeria is up to 400 or 500 million, which it's not true. In Edo, in Benin, for instance, if by some sheer miraculous, some sheer mysterious power, we decide to disappear 1 million people, just say in Benin alone, You are just in Benin. Suddenly, 100 million people just vanish. I'm sure you experience the feeling that the population have reduced. Now, to have a million people, the population of 1 million people, is not a small figure. Talk about 5 million, 10 million, 20, 100, it's not much. So the North has sold too many lies to you that suggest they have everything politically ahead of the South. And these have affected a lot of politicians from the South, that when they approach politics, they don't see these lies. And the only thing that has aided them from as that sorry, let me take it from. The only thing that has prevented them from seeing these lies is because of the one major single strategy that the North employs to facilitate these lies. And that facilitation is to enable the Edo man to see himself differently from the Igbo man. To enable the Yoruba man see himself different from the Igbo man. Now, the Igbo is like a fulcrum where everybody channels their grievance. Anybody who wants to be aggrieved channels his attention to the Igbo man. The Igbo man is this, the Igbo man is that. I'm not placing the Igbos in a place of innocence. That's not what I'm doing here. But everybody seems to generate his political anger from a mutual feeling they have against the Igbos. And then the Igbos are not making things easy because they have this sense of alienation.
The purpose of this program today is to scrutinize the statement made by
okay, let me come there. Maybe I stay too long.
Democracy is for the people. People, because the people are going to the poll that day to elect you as the president of Nigeria. You should appeal to the majority people who are going to vote for you, not appealing to few politicians in the country saying that they are the owners of Nigeria. You cannot build on that statement made by a politician years ago. And
as a strategy to actualize your
exactly as a yardstick to define the Nigerian politics is offensive. It undermines the democratic rights of majority of Nigerians in the country. I don't like the article, I'm telling you.
You know. Okay, go ahead. You know the problem.
He came to a national TV saying that, quoting the politician that made that statement years ago. Okay, are you trying to normalize that quote?
No, no.
Are you trying to normalize
the problem between me and a lot of political analysts from the South is that a political analyst from the South will always approach the Nigerian polity from textbook rationalization. Whereas I, for one, I am analyzing Nigerian politics from what is actually happening on ground. You see, when I was building up a preamble to this Dele Momodu, you may feel it is not connected. But I'm trying to tell you the pool from which Momodu is coming from. Momodu is from the pool of southern politicians who believe that they cannot get to Abuja if they don't deify or dignify the northern cabal. You get me? And if we say this thing must stop, it is even more impossible for this thing to stop, because back there in the South, we do not practice politics of region. We practice politics of ethnicity. If you tell Dele Momodu now to go and work with the Igbos and the Yorubas, he will tell you no, it is preferable to work with the Hausas. I wish I can get an access to Dele Momodu, because it's not because of this program. The last time I saw him granting interview to Nnamdi Kanu, that was when I wanted to speak with him, because even though the interview was about Nnamdi Kanu, but his views of politics, of Nigerian politics, were laughable, not trying to be offensive. It clearly shows that, you see, when the northern politician meets you, he comes to you as if he's rational. There's what's his name? There's a word in Islam that is used to describe misdirection, where I present myself to you as if I'm for the truth, but in truth, I am just presenting that front to you to make you become confident with me, whereas behind, I carry out the real agenda that is shielded by this truth I am allowing you to see. is it Tafia or Tafiabi? I can't remember the name. There's a name. There's a name. I wish I can remember it now. So when these southern politicians confront these northern politicians, they don't see what you and I see from this. They don't see it because if you, one thing a northern politician knows how to do is to present a front that exemplify friendliness. You can hardly see beyond or through that deceptive friendliness that they put up to you. If you tell an Amechina that he's dining with the enemy, he will not agree because he won't see it. He has not lived with them. He is not born in the north. All he sees is that front that the northern politician presents to him. You get me? And then let me use this one. Let me digress a small bit. 2 minutes, I will come back. If you notice, there's a picture of Amechi with turbaning, circulating, and then you see a southern man proudly wearing this turban, as if he has attained something. Whereas every small person here, any small idiot here, they turban him. Now, it is called turbaning. If I'm going to accept any turbaning from the north, I'll wear my Urobo attire. And you say it's turbaning now. So turbaning only happens around the head. Well, who says you can't turban me and then with my lace and Urobo attire? You see, there are ways they make you feel your culture is less important than their own. How many people have asked? How many? What is it that Edo gives? Titles that can you just name one title that Edo gives? You don't want to give people, not necessarily from Edo region. Just like as they not to turban somebody, what would Edo give? I just want to make.
It's called
Eh? Okay,
Enoge title.
okay, Enoge. Have you seen any Hausa man proudly accepting any titles that the South gives to him? Is there any record you have immediately? But once they say they want to turban, what's his name? The turbaning is like a stamp, a confirmation that this one is our latest mugu. We have this one on our side. Apabio has been turbaned. What's his name? Amechi has been turbaned.
I think that Tuban or whatever the attires of Nigeria, different ethnic groups, is a part of what they constructed as unity. You understand? They are trying to claim that they represent all ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you go to during that past election, the general election, I saw politicians like President Buhari wearing the Igbo attire.
No, that was for campaign purposes. That was for campaign. That was for photograph.
So I think it's part of the
No. It's a lie. It's a lie. I will not even allow. It's a lie. The turbaning, the intention of the turbaning, it's like an insignia to fulfill it. You see, each time when I speak with you, I find it very difficult because you are not here. You are not seeing these things. So because you are living.
I understand all these things. One thing is that me, I will never normalize what I don't want to be repeating.
I am not normalizing it. Exposing what is happening for our southern youth, for our southern politicians to have sense. It's not normalized. It's not normalization. Back to Momodu. Momodu is suffering from a self-imposed obscurity and inferiority complex. He can't see this thing because the only part of the northern cabal he has seen is that friendliness. Trust me, when the northern cabal wants to show you how friendly they are to you, they do it so exceedingly well. So much so that you will even fight your own for trying to point them as bad people. They can smile with you and laugh with you, but they go home and work against you. And a very good example is Namadi Sambo, the immediate vice president to Goodluck Jonathan. He never worked for Jonathan. He didn't do anything to help Jonathan win election because he needed to win the affection of his people. The truth is that, first and foremost, Momodu will not even win the PDP ticket. That's for sure. He won't even get it because there are people who have higher stake in PDP than him. You see, people who begin to jump to political parties here and there just at the eve of political at the eve of a political dispensation clearly shows that these people are, I wouldn't want to use very harsh words, but for lack of one subtle word, I would call them, these are a very example, you say political prostitutes. If today he goes to PDP and he doesn't